Want to learn how to create something like that in Minecraft? Well, keep on watching. Whether it's for an adventure map, a minigame, or anything of the sort, a boss battle is always a great addition. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create your very own custom boss monster. And the website that I used to help me quite a bit is MC Stacker. The link to it is in the description along with all the commands that I used. So head on to it and you should see something like this. So let's choose an entity, and that's going to be a skeleton because we're going to be doing a skeleton necromancer. And basically what this website does is it lets you put in all the parameters that you're going to need and basically puts them into a single command that you can paste into a command block and use it on the go. So like I said, skeleton, let's give it a name of skeleton necromancer and give it a tag of boss because we're going to use that later on. So it's going to be holding a bone, good old bone, and we're going to call that wand of the necromancer. And this lore is going to be a very deadly weapon. So let's say, let's give it an attribute. So it can make your health higher or lower. It can give you knockback resistance, movement speed. Let's give it attack damage. It's going to give you 7 attack damage if you hold it in the main hand. Don't leave it at any, because it's going to give your item a whole bunch of unnecessary text that just looks ugly. So, and also let's give it a helmet, a fake helmet of a button. What this does is makes the mob not burn in sunlight. So now this side is done. Let's go through all this. It can have no gravity, it can be not able to pick a flute, it can have no AI, it can be silent. We're not going to touch those. We're going to set its health to 50. So this health does is basically it sets the health to what the mob is going to spawn with. And this sets what the health can be if the mob is perhaps healed. So this can be 50, this can be 100, and the boss will spawn with 50, but it can be healed to 100. So we'll just leave that the same right now. Let's give it a follow range of 15, a nice number, and let's give it a attack damage 1, because the wand is strong enough on its own. Let's also make it glow, and one thing that I like to do is make the depth loot table 0, so it doesn't drop all the normal mob drops, like skeletons do, like bones, bows, and armor. There's no reason for those. So we got this huge command, so let's just copy it, head over to Minecraft, give ourselves a command block, place it down, paste in the command, give yourself a button, and test it out. Isn't that beautiful? You know what? Let's make the skeleton a stray, because that looks more like a necromancer. Look what you can do, kill FE. And tag boss. Isn't that handy? Okay, let's just change the command. That looks way better. Basically got a pretty standard boss. What you can do is make it spawn minions every set amount of time. So what we're gonna do for that is create a timer via scoreboard. So let's do scoreboard objectives add boss dummy boss. So we're going to be referring to it as boss. It's going to be a dummy objective, and it's going to have a display name of boss. This is really not necessary. You know, you can keep it. Alright. So in the first command block, they have to be in a line. Well, at least the first two. We do scoreboard players add. So it's going to add at the closest player to the closest player scoreboard on to the objective boss 1 score every tick. A second has 20 ticks, so that's 20 ticks per second. And that's going to be pretty fast. Repeat, always active. And we can see the progress over here. Scoreboard, objectives, set this frame. sidebar, boss, and we can see it grow. So on the end over here, do this. We can make it loop right back to 0 after it reaches a certain point. So I think 5 seconds is a good amount. Let's do it. So we do it at 100. So execute at the score. When the score of boss is at the minimum of 100, it's gonna. You need these tildes. They don't really serve any purpose here, but you need them for coding purposes for the programming language. Now, what you do is do scoreboard players set at p boss 0. So once it reaches the minimum amount of 0, it switches right back to 0. Okay, and in the middle, you head right back to MC Stacker, and you can save this if you want the boss mob for later use. And I'm just gonna reset it and change it to skeleton again. So these are gonna be his minions. So they're gonna have 6 health, same follow range, same attack damage, and they're gonna have no drops. They're gonna be silent because there's gonna be a whole bunch of them if you don't fight them off. We're gonna name them Skeleton Minion. Let's make them all with a sword, as well as a fake helmet to make them not die. Okay, so that looks pretty solid, pretty simple. So in the middle one, copy that over and do execute at p score boss min 50 score boss 50. So it's gonna execute the command when the score is at least 50 but not over 50. And do execute at e tag boss. This is gonna execute the command at every entity that has the tag of boss. That's what it's used for. And now just paste in the command, so it's gonna spawn the skeleton right onto the boss, and you can go back to the beginning. Oh, that's a lot of code, like I said, and make it appear relatively to the boss monster 2 blocks positively from the X and Y axes. And let's make it a chain conditional, always active. Now let's test it out if it works. Beautiful. So let's see. It has 50 health. This deals 7 damage. That's gonna take 8 hits to kill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, he drops the Wand of the Necromancer and no button, just like intended. And yes, the skeletons will spawn on the exact same spot, but if you're on survival or adventure mode, it doesn't quite matter because they're going to be attacking you right on, so you know they're not going to be stacking up. So we got a pretty solid monster so far. But what you can do is actually make it have an AOE attack. So we just do the exact same process as for the minions, but instead we do boss AOE, so it has a separate timer. Let's make it twice as slow. Now let's copy this over. Boss AOE. Repeat, always active. Copy this over. Let's change it to 200 boss AOE. Set boss AOE. Always active. Repeated. So yeah. Now we have another scoreboard objective, and now let's head back over to MC Stacker. Same form, I'm gonna reset it and leave it on AreaEffectCloud. Let's choose the particle, let's see, voxel ambient, just so it has a bit of a visual effect. So it's gonna have the initial radius of 2 blocks, and it's gonna grow 0.1 block every tick. So every second, it's gonna grow 2 blocks. So, and it's gonna last 3 seconds. Oh no, that's ticks, so it's gonna last 3 seconds. Okay, now Enable custom colors. Let's make it any random color. I don't think it really matters. Let's give it a potion effect. It's gonna be instant damage. Let's hide particles. Let's leave it at 2 seconds, just to keep it from bugging out. Okay, I think that's pretty solid. Let's just do the command then. Execute at E at P score boss AOE minimum 100 score boss AOE again, so it doesn't loop if it goes over. And then execute at P tag boss right on him, and then let's paste the command. That should be it. Let's check it out if it works. Oh look, perfect, and it disappears. Let's try fighting it real fast. So you can't stay close to the boss for too long, or it's gonna hit you with the AOE, which you can sock and damage you. Let's try and get it to damage me. Oh yeah, that's pretty hard. Ooh, and it got me. Okay, so what you can do is go at B, type skeleton. That should clear all of them. And if you don't want items laying around, do type item. These XP orbs, I don't quite remember the exact name for them. So yeah, now you got a pretty well-rounded boss. You can change the stats, the health, the attack damage, the particles, the effects. You can make it poisonous, give you slowness, give you blindness. You can have it spawn all different types of minions, and you can remove this scoreboard objective, sidebar. Set display sidebar. Alright, and you might have gotten a whole lot of messages from the command blocks. How you can turn them off is do game rule, command block output, and then false. It's going to save you from a whole lot of trouble. Let's see what it looks like with them on. Yeah, that's not pretty. Okay, so in next video, you can expect me to show you how to make a huge text appear in the middle of the screen whenever a spell is cast, or right before a spell is cast, so the player has time to evade it. And it also gives a nice visual effect, as well as make some fireworks, and also a message once the player kills the boss. Perhaps a couple more extra abilities. So that's it for today, and if you like the video, you can like it, share it if you want to help my channel grow, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. See you next time.